Epistemic humility, the courage to admit I might be wrong, the strength to accept my frame is incomplete. I know that I know nothing, says Socrates. Not defeat, but release. Breaking the cage of bias, the weight others stuffed into you. Every culture has its code. Every person their own bias, formed by education, religion, family, by countless invisible hands. It begins in childhood. Everyone knows this story. Psychologists call it theory. Children learning to predict another's mind. For example, if I cry, someone comes. If I smile, someone smiles back. Over time, these predictions hardens into schemas, mental blueprints, that is, a shortcut of thought. Your cognition, your way of seeing, your brain's fastlane. Schemas make life efficient. See a dog, you don't analyze every detail of it, you just know that it is a dog. But when it applied to people, the shortcut corrupts. All leaders are men, all artists are unstable, all Koreans love K-drama. You are just someone passing by like wind. Here bias is born, not because children are evil or you are evil or humans are evil, but because the mind always craves shortcuts. Most of your anger at the world, it gaps trapped here, caught in these layers, and this becomes a problem of morality. If morality is absolute, then corridor we walk has no end. Loop upon loop, a morality inside another morality, inside another and another. When the structure cracks, you scream or you fire or you stop thinking. My ideal, your ideal, their ideal. To speak of the gaps between them, we must drag the core onto the desk, put it under the light. Too short, too personal, too narrow a world, maybe, but already worn thin, already soaked through. And in the end, you will want even the forest of ethics to burn. Let's talk about these cognitive biases. First, biases hardens through psychological mechanisms such as confirmation biases or fundamental attribution error or cognitive dissonance, and even implicit biases. First, let's talk about this confirmation biases. It's something like, I believe my colleague is lazy. I remember when he rested, but I forget when he worked late. I see only what proves me right. That's the confirmation biases. You give yourself a justification based on not so truthful order. Second is the fundamental attribution error. It is something like, I blame myself on circumstance, others on character. For example, it's like, I'm late because of traffic, but you are late because you are careless. Something like this. Third one is the cognitive dissonance. It is when belief clashes with reality, belief bends. Such example is, I know smoking kills, but it calms me. And the fourth is implicit biases. Unconscious associations steer choices. In tests, leader leans faster with male than with female. Invisible. But together they lack perception. They become common sense. And from here you hear the familiar lines. Don't judge me. Hell is other people because neither you nor I know the world. We do not see the person, we see only the version our mind permits, projected like a beamer. And this philosophical limits is we do not stand outside bias, we live inside it. That is why the other becomes hell. Philosophy warned long ago, knowledge is never direct. That's why it is epistemic humility. In epistemology, which is studying of knowledge, to define the knowledge itself, we build 3 different categories. Maybe there is 4, maybe there is 5, but it contains fundamentally, I believe that I saw the crow and I was proven by other person that that person also saw the crow. So we come to a promise that let's call that thing a crow, a black bird. So Kant said we never meet the thing in itself. We only see through categories, time, space, causality. We drop pins on the map, others drop theirs. A general truth appears, but that is not knowledge. And Nietzsche said truth is interpretation, every claim, perspective, never absolute. Plainly, your subjectivity, their subjectivity, all subjectivity. What looks universal is only overlapped. Descartes doubted even the senses. Spinoza thought that emotion is judgment, bias not only mental but embodied. So one act fractures across cultures. Silence in Japan is respect, but silence in Italy is indifference. A bow in Korea is a show respect and honor. To outsiders is submission. You are extraordinary. They do not know it. Even you do not know it. You cannot fully trust yourself. We do not stand outside bias. We live inside it. That is why the other is hell. Social and cultural bias is more like the us versus them reflex. Bias doesn't stay personal, it scales. Typhoon social identity theory is humans divide instantly. Our team, your team, our people, them, my colleague, me. These people, me. Not reason, reflex. That is why nationalism, racism, group pride feel natural. Dig deep, then you will find fault in self, family, nation, but you stay silent for survival or to submit into your own reflex, to cover existential weakness, honor, rights, escape hatches, bias hiding in custom. Bias is not only in the head, it lives in the crowd. There is like system 1 and system 2. System 1 is fast, automatic, biased, and system 2 is slow, deliberate, corrective. System 1 flinches at a shadow, system 2 sees later. It was just a tree. Moral judgment. Stereotype, snap, emotional. Correction comes late or not at all. The key is the open-mindedness, epistemic humility. The courage to admit I might be wrong, the strength to accept that my frame is incomplete. Not shallow humility, not believing everything. You, me, anyone can be wrong. The wrong is not in ignorance, it is in knowing this and still closing eyes, ears, mouth. It is your world after all. William James, let's talk about pragmatism. Truth is what works in experience. Open-mindedness is not worship, it is experiment. if they do not know you, accept also that you do not know them. And in that acceptance, the best options might be just be open. Modern studies confirms it, as training to question my side bias make people more accurate, less polarized, better able to endure difference. Bias begins in childhood, theory grows into schema, hardens through shortcuts, philosophy shows the limits, sociology shows the tribe, psychology shows the mechanism, but open-mindedness cracks the lock. It does not erase bias, but lets you hold it lightly. My vision is not the whole vision. My truth is not the whole truth. Humility is not weakness, it is strength. The beginning of wisdom, the first crack in the dungeon of ideals. The reason knowledge exists at all. The courage to seek what is true. One reason you are extraordinary. A proof of it. Because you can reinterpret time, space, and purpose for the sake of your truest self.